Well, hey everybody, it's Brian here with Four Seasons Pursuits, and I'm back in the shop. Got out fishing, had some fun if you caught my last episode, but today doing some handiwork, and I'm sure some of you folks have seen these battery boxes before. Now, I'm not going to profess to be a battery box building expert, or if that, a novice. How about that? So with that, I wanted one. I wanted one for my ice shelter when I'm out ice fishing, when I'm out camping. I want to be able to have some good LED lights and not worry about packing bigger batteries around or replacing extra batteries. So what I did, I built myself one of these battery boxes out of an ammo container. Simply followed a lot of other guys who know how to build it better on YouTube on the type of features you should consider building your box, how to wire it, and I did one myself. So with that, I'm going to show you a few things about it. So I'm going to say the main feature of the battery box is the battery itself. I went with this Markham Lithium 12 volt 10 amp hour battery. Nice small battery. Comes with a charger, double tong connections, power supply fuse. Really a self-starting kit for that. So with that, I picked one of those up. They were on sale at Cabela's most recently. Went by my local hardware. Got some 16 gauge wire, butt connectors, and using some of the simple tibbles that I got at the house. Wire strippers, cutters, some zip ties, ordered some switches, got some extra fuses. But with that, hey, why not look at what's all installed? So for mine, pretty simple so far. I might put a couple terminals on yet for the flasher for ice fishing. But what I wanted to do is make sure I had a master switch. Look at that. I had an extra switch on already. Master switch gives me power, 13.4 volts, which in itself has a DC 3 amp, two more USB connections. A lot of stuff charges off USB nowadays, so there's two there. This rear port, that's for another cigarette lighter adapter or similar type connection, so you can put in more of those. You want to charge up your phone, you got power for one of those. This one here, hey, look at that. I got myself my LED lights plugged in here. LEDs, those are going to go inside my ice shelter. You can change colors. This here is white, any color you like. The red, the oranges, you can dim them. These ones are actually supposed to go on and off with your music, but I don't need that. But I wanted some good bright lights that are going to go on with my shelter. Next, what I did, I kind of probably went overboard. I got side lights on both sides of the battery box because oftentimes I want to set on my little table that's going to be in my ice shelter. So these are nice and bright. Additional to those, I went with front lights too. If you're walking in, you want to put on your Smitty sled or have more light coming in and out, threw those up. Lots of illumination. Who doesn't like illumination when you're out camping or hunting or fishing? So that's kind of cool. And you have the choice to turn them on, less just the side ones. I kept them separate that way. So as they're all on, this here offers me power, I'm going to say for hours upon hours with the typical draw, I will be using off these LED lights primarily. In addition to the LED lights, I also run different battery packs for charging the phones. Different ones, these simple ones like this. You usually get 3 or 4 battery charges off these smaller ones. You can fit in your pocket, they're handy to take in. But I wanted to have the main charging center for the LED lights for in the tent itself. So let's take a look inside. Before I do, I'm just going to shut the lights down. Front, sides, this terminal. I lined up each switch with the corresponding connection. Those ones, master switch. So I run my power. I run my power to my master switch, to the voltmeter. I went with a digital one. I always want to see what the voltage is there. You shut it off. Open up the side. For those of you aficionados of electrical work, don't be alarmed. I did what I could do. I went with the simple fuse panel, one to the master, and then a fuse supply to each of the switches all the way along. Bring your grounds to your grounds to your grounds to your grounds, all the way back, catch them back. Pick up all the LEDs. Positive. Black is actually positive. Actually, I mixed these two up when I first hooked them up, but I figured that out. Got those. I went with an inline fuse. Some don't do this one. This is one more added feature to protect your circuits. And these are kind of neat. Those there, there's a double. So what I have, oops, I should have left it connected. Negative on the battery, positive on the top. So positive's off, negative's off, and this leaves me, they're a double end. Simple means to charge. With that, I can use the supply charger. Comes along with this unit, plug it into the wall, hook up a simple connection, get that battery good and charged. And this charger has a luminous light. It'll be orangish color when it's charging, green when it's fully charged. Thousands of charging cycles it'll go through. But that's the gist of this. Don't take my advice or how I wired this for a good way of doing it. I just follow along with some of the guys that did it on YouTube. They offer a lot of great instructions out there, a lot better than mine. But for me, this works. So when you want to get back out, reconnect your terminals. Negative, positive. Close the lid to the box. Flip it over. It's good. It's snug. Master switch on. Selection for your power supply, again to this one. Side lights. Front lights. That's my battery box. Thanks for tuning into this segment. I'm not an electrician again. Please don't take my advice on this one or necessarily follow anything I did. With that, this is going to hopefully work well for me, and I'm going to show it when I'm out in the field on my next ice fishing trip. Thanks for tuning in. If you've stayed in this far, you see me fishing, you see a few things from the workshop, and I hope to see you out there. Cheers.